In America today, with some institutions, our interactions with them have shown a violation of boundaries and a reversal of expectations of roles. One such institution is one that we've been talking about, is the American public school system. The public school system is for obtaining and providing our children a good foundational basic education. It is not up to the parents to please the teachers, staff, administrators, or anyone else in the school system. Nor is it the role of parents to serve the staff. Those who work in the public school system are paid through taxes as public employees to educate our children in the areas of language arts, math, science, social studies and/or history, physical education, computer skills, health, art, and some other services, such as those provided in an individualized education plan, also known as an IEP, for those with special needs. It is not the school system's right or job to inflict personal values or teach them, or to invade or impose on the culture of any household. Parents should not be placed in the role of teaching their children when the teachers have not performed their duties. Homework should be for further research and to reflect obtained skills for older children, such as high school students, and for further practice of skills already learned for mastery purposes for younger children. Schools are for providing educations, period. On the budgets, we give them, period. If the school administrations feel that they do not have the funds needed, then they need to cut down on the things they do that are not really part of their jobs, such as values education, holiday celebrations, and other extracurricular activities that are now overly abundant in our public schools and interfere with the job of teaching our children in the first place. Schools are not in place to dispense candy, cake, cookies, or other sweets. Schools are not there to promote the community businesses. The job of schools is to teach our children, and they should be pleasing the parents with how well they do their jobs and not be creating situations where parents are expected or feel pressured to please them. Currently, since the need to please the schools is a common theme in American culture, it seems that the schools have long failed in doing what they are there for, and in order to confuse the population about their failures, they have successfully flipped the sense of obligation. I am clearly informing American school officials that the cat is out of the bag. We are on to you. We are informed, and you are on notice to do your jobs, which is to educate our children, or you may be replaced by someone who is willing to meet our expectations as parents. Another great issue of concern is the teardown of the value of success and the encouraged disempowerment of the American people during the recent political campaigns. Success is not a bad thing. And those who work hard to obtain success should be celebrated and used as role models, and not made into the villains and people we should be suspicious of. The American dream is all about becoming successful on your own terms. And the attempts to make the American people believe that they cannot achieve the American dream should be considered treason. There should be no guilt in asking for temporary help when needed. We have suffered a setback, or we have had a tragic occurrence or illness that takes away our ability to work. But temporary is the key word here. Acknowledging that long-term illness that keeps us from working or caring for ourselves and our family are different than becoming codependent on government programs or disempowered. It is the duty of every adult American citizen to work, earn an income, and pay their own way. I also want to acknowledge that those who raise children and are otherwise serving their families in their own households are working, and it is up to the individuals involved to make the decisions if that situation is possible in their own home. No parent should be entitled to government benefits long term just because they made the choice to have children. It is not up to the rest of America to support your family long term. If you made the choice to have a family, you made a choice to support your family. It is not the job of the American people to provide for others unwilling to earn a living or a lifestyle. Success in itself should be celebrated. Success should be studied and copied. Success should be all over the media. As a society, we need to stop endorsing negative and start promoting the positive in the media. As people, we need to be informed but not dragged down. Criminals should not enjoy celebrity status. This encourages our children to idolize the wrong types of people making the wrong choices. News regarding criminals and their trials should be kept to a minimum to avoid giving them too much notoriety. News of the successful, those who are generous and give to others, and those who would make a positive difference in this world should be the focus of the news. Each positive achievement and or donation or next level of success should be illustrated, celebrated, and cheered in the media. These stories of inspiration should be used to help each individual, but especially children, become motivated to do more, be more, and give more. Encouraging our population to stretch and grow ourselves to help our nation grow and evolve to be an even greater nation. Success should be a contagious element in America. Our children should be taught how to achieve and how to grow their own skills and talents. They should be encouraged to help others when needed and recognize and celebrate the differences that others around them bring into the community. Without differences, no community can flourish, as we need all kinds of abilities, skills, and talents to support the world and lifestyles. We need those who are skilled in all kinds of things, providing all kinds of services. We need the vast array of skills of all kinds of professionals. It is time we start appreciating people for who they are when they are at their best, and stop trying to make people fit into certain molds, and when they don't, stop disempowering them. Our children need to learn that lesson, so when it's their turn to lead, they will be greater and wiser leaders. I am personally in favor of success replacing the flu. this moment, I would like to further address the rising mental health issues in our great nation. It is a growing and rising threat in our communities and therefore a threat to our greatest and most dear asset, our children. It is a grave concern that mental health has become such a devastating issue in America. We have great and wonderful medical facilities, fantastic educational opportunities, and abundant opportunities to make our own choices and to be our own person, to choose authentically and to be congruent. And yet mental health issues and their very negative effect is an infliction on our country, and we need to neutralize the hazard it places on our communities now. The solution to this issue is to reach for excellence in providing access and treatment of mental health concerns. Currently and in the past, the access and treatment available has been very limited due to lacking insurance coverage and limited focus of practices providing services. Many times, the basic goal of the practices, mainly due to pressure provided by insurance carriers, was to help the patient set some goals and see some minimal progress toward the goals before discontinuing services. Services need to change working toward diagnosis, treatment plan, and cure, which up until now, even though criteria is written, was withheld from many seeking solutions for their concerns regarding mental health. As stated before, addiction is a mental health issue. In my opinion, as a foster adopt parent who has parented many children who were drug and alcohol exposed during gestation, I believe that any parent who abuses substances does not have the ability to parent appropriately and therefore should not have the right to parent any child while continuing abuse of any substance, drugs, or alcohol. The communities who have voted to legalize abuse of substances should closely examine the alarming level of need in their communities for treatment facilities and personnel and clean up their communities. For no one would vote to legalize marijuana in their community if they were of sound mind and body. The fact that this issue would even appear on the ballot shows a great need for the increase of mental health services in our nation. So what is the solution to this issue? Increase in access, increase in completed treatment, increase in after-treatment follow-up, and updated policies and training and reporting at-risk patients so that no one is at risk to self and others and no one falls through the cracks. We need to have telephone hotlines set up for people to call for help and referral. We as private citizens need to come forward, and when we see that someone is a concern, we need to let our community leaders know so that the person in question can get help. We need to put integrity before image. I will say that again. We need to put integrity before image and stop putting image before integrity. Families need to take responsibility for their family members and make sure if help is needed, help is obtained.